Hi, how are you?
Hi, Mr. Sanders.
I'm fine.
My name is Dr. Whitmore. I'm a psychologist, and I work at a place called the Center for Forensic Psychiatry.
Okay.
What do you know about this appointment today, or why we're here?
It's the evaluation to see if I'm fit to proceed with court.
Yep. Mostly because of coronavirus, we do this across the computer. So I'll be here, you'll be there. My room is private, so nobody can see or hear anything on this end. How's the privacy over there?
It's good.
Okay. I don't record these meetings like on the computer, but I have a pen and paper here, and I will take notes about the stuff that we talk about.
Okay.
Then I need to use the notes to write a report that gets sent to 3 people. So the judge will get a copy, the prosecutor will get a copy, and your attorney will get a copy.
Sure.
So those 3 people will know what goes on here today. If they had any questions, they could call me into court, and I would have to testify about the evaluation. It's not my job to be your therapist or your counselor or your doctor, personal doctor. The only thing I'm doing is the evaluation that the judge asked me to do. I would like you to answer my questions so I can do a thorough evaluation. But if there's anything you don't want to talk about, you can always politely say, hey, I don't want to talk about that. I'll respect you and move on. That's all the stuff I have to tell you up front. Do you have any questions for me right now?
No.
I want to double check to see if you heard what I just said. Is this evaluation going to be private, just between me and you?
Yes. But it's
But I
going
also have,
to.
go ahead.
You have to release the report to 3 different people: the judge, prosecutor, and my attorney.
Can you say who it gets released to again?
The judge, prosecutor, and my attorney.
There you go. Okay. The kind of cut out for a second. And how would you handle a question today that you did not want to answer?
If I don't want to answer a question, I just won't answer it. I pass. Move on to the next question, I guess.
Okay, thanks. Is it okay with you if we go ahead and get started?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to ask a few background questions. Can you tell me how far you went in school?
I made it to high school. Through high school, I didn't graduate.
What's the reason you stopped going to school?
I was doing building trades and started working early, full time.
Did you ever try for your GED or ever get your GED?
No.
You were in school. What kind of grades did you get?
I had decent grades.
Were you in regular classes, advanced classes, or special ed?
Not special ed.
About how many times do you think you got suspended from school?
I'm not sure. Maybe 3.
Did you ever get expelled? Like they said you could never come back to any school?
No.
Did you ever do college or trade school?
I have never completed high school, so yeah. So
What kind of jobs have you had over your life?
I worked on homes, many homes my family owned. I've been an independent contractor for an energy company. Worked at Long John Silver's A&W. I was the head cook in there.
What's the longest job you ever had?
The home improvement jobs.
Do you usually quit jobs or you usually get fired?
No, neither.
What happens?
I don't quit. I don't get fired. I just move on if it's another job out there. Yeah.
Are you working right now?
Before the pandemic, I was working on a 2-family flat, and now we just got another property, so I'm about to be working on that all summer.
Okay, so right now you're working on that? What are you doing, like remodeling it or fixing it up or
Yes,
building it?
land bank homes. Mhm.
It's like an old property that you're redoing?
Correct.
Okay. Have you ever got a monthly check from the government, like Social Security or disability?
Negative.
Have you ever applied for it?
No.
Were you ever in the military?
No.
Do you know if your mom had any trouble when she was pregnant with you?
She didn't.
Did they ever say you had trouble when you were a baby? Like trouble walking or trouble talking?
No.
Have you ever been in the hospital for any serious physical problems?
No.
Have you ever hit your head so hard you blacked out?
No.
Has the doctor ever said you had a concussion or a brain injury?
Negative.
Have you ever had a seizure?
No.
Do you have any medical problems right now?
Thoracic spondylosis.
How does that affect you?
It doesn't.
Can you tell me what like a typical or a normal day is like for you right now?
Typical day is spending time with my kids, doing work around the house.
How many kids do you have?
3.
Do they all stay with you?
Yes.
How old are they?
5, 3, and 2.
Does anybody else live with you?
No.
Just you and the 3 kids?
Yes.
Wow. That's a lot of work. Who's paying the bills?
I do. I own the house, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you ever do a break? Or do you ever take a break from the kids and go do anything?
Yeah.
What kind of stuff do you do?
Hang out with family.
In your own opinion, do you think you have any mental health troubles?
No.
Has anybody close to you, like friends or family, ever said they were concerned about your mental health?
Negative.
Have you ever been in a psychiatric hospital?
No.
Have you ever gone to a counselor or a psychiatrist, like an outpatient?
Yes, I had independent evaluation recently.
Okay. Where was that?
I don't want to, I'll pass on that question.
Like an independent psychiatric evaluation?
Correct.
Okay. And then did you ever have any treatment, or it was just like a one-day evaluation?
No, I had multiple sessions, multiple interviews with the people.
Okay. Is that ongoing or that stopped?
Oh, it's been over with.
I'm sorry?
I say that's over with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that your idea,
Correct.
your family's idea, the court's idea? Whose idea was that?
That was my idea.
Okay. What was the reason you decided to do that?
I pass.
Did they give you any kind of diagnosis?
No. No form of psychosis or anything. No psychosis noted. There are no concerns within the speech thought patterns.
Oh, you got paperwork right there?
Yes.
Okay. Are you on any medicines right now?
No.
Have you ever been on psychiatric or mental health medicine?
Negative.
Has there ever been a time in your life that you tried to kill yourself?
No.
Today, do you feel like you want to kill yourself or you want to die?
Negative.
Okay, that's good. Today, is there anybody you're thinking about hurting or anybody you want to kill?
No.
Over the last week, how has your sleep been?
I sleep good. Yeah.
In like a typical 24 hours, how much sleep do you think you get?
Get maybe 6 to 8 hours of sleep.
Has there ever been time in your life where you were sleeping a lot more or a lot less than is normal for you?
No.
Over the last week, how would you say your mood has been? How you been feeling?
Decent.
Has there ever been a time in your life you felt your mood was off?
No.
Like you were way too happy, way too sad, way too irritated?
No.
Over the last week, how would you say your energy has been?
Good.
Has there ever been a time in your life you felt your energy was off?
No.
Super high or super low?
No.
Are you the kind of person that feels nervous, anxious, tense, or worries a lot?
No.
Feel like you've ever had trouble with your memory?
No.
Do you feel like your mind has ever played tricks on you?
No.
Have you ever known something was true, and then when you try to tell other people, they tried to say it wasn't real?
I don't want to get into that because it has to do with the court.
Has there ever been a time in life that you heard something with your ears or saw something with your eyes that other people tried to say they couldn't see or hear?
Negative.
Have you ever gotten any special messages that were meant just for you?
What do you mean? From where?
Sometimes from the radio, the TV, the internet?
No.
Different religious figures?
No.
Never happened?
I don't receive messages from the spiritual realm.
Is there ever a time in your life that you felt like people were controlling your thoughts, like putting ideas in your head or taking ideas out?
No.
Has there ever been a time that you were being followed?
You said that I felt like I was being followed or being followed?
Or you were being followed? Either one.
No.
Has there ever been a time that you were under surveillance?
No.
What kind of charges have you had before? Like, what would be on your criminal record?
Criminal record?
Mm-hmm.
I don't have a criminal record.
There's nothing?
I don't have a criminal record.
No juvenile charges or anything?
No criminal records.
Over this year, 2022, what's been kind of your pattern of drinking alcohol?
0.
None?
None.
Has there ever been a time in your life that you were a heavy drinker?
No.
Over this year, 2022, what's been your pattern of using marijuana?
0.
Any drugs this year?
No.
Okay. Any using pills not as prescribed to you? Has there ever been a time in your life that you were using, or you were
No.
using drugs or alcohol?
No.
All right, I'm gonna switch it up and ask some questions about court now. Can you tell me the judge's job? Like, what does a judge do?
She's the judge is there to judge the case.
What are some of the major decisions a judge makes?
Whether the defendant is innocent or guilty, or should move on to a higher courts.
How about the prosecutor's job?
To find the truth.
What is the prosecutor seeking to have happen at the end of the case?
Justice.
And generally, what's the prosecutor think justice is going to be? A guilty or a not guilty?
It depends on the matter of the case, because the defendant may be innocent.
Do you think the prosecutor is prosecuting cases where they think the defendant is innocent?
Pass.
They could drop the charges, right, if they thought the person was innocent?
I'm pretty sure they could.
Yeah. I've never seen a prosecutor seeking a not guilty verdict. Do you think that's happened?
I'll pass.
What's the job of a defense attorney in court?
To defend the client's innocence and protect the rights of the defendant. To file motions, things of that nature.
What is a defense attorney seeking to have happen at the end of the case?
They'd like to see their client go free.
What's the job of a jury?
To come with the verdict.
What's a witness do in court?
Testify.
What does that mean?
They come to the stand and they speak on what they heard or seen, whatever they witnessed.
If you're the one facing charges, what do they call you in court?
The defendant.
And what are you supposed to do while you're in court?
As far as what?
I'm sorry.
As far as what?
Like, how much talking are you supposed to do? How much do you speak? And how much do you do?
I'll pass.
Can you tell me what guilty means? If someone pleads guilty, what are they saying to the judge?
If the jury comes back with a guilty verdict,
Yeah, or if a defendant pleads guilty.
or if he pleads guilty, then that's the guilt. It's gonna
What does that
take.
mean?
It could be they could have a deal, or something. So it really doesn't mean anything. The defendant still may be innocent.
Okay.
Just because he take a guilty plea doesn't mean that he's guilty.
Okay. But if he says guilty in court, what is everybody else hearing him say?
That he's confessing committing the crime.
What happens next to a person if they get found guilty or they plead guilty in court?
Sentencing, you know, they might go to prison, they may have a suspended sentence, they may get probation.
What does not guilty mean? If a jury finds someone not guilty, what are they saying?
They're innocent. They did not commit the crime.
What happens next to a person if they get found not guilty in court?
They're free to go.
What is a defendant saying if they plead not guilty by reason of insanity?
That the person is insane, you know, and they committed the crime out of their insanity.
Yep. Do you know what happens next to a person in Michigan if they're found not guilty by reason of insanity?
No, I do not.
You have a guess?
I'm pretty sure they may be locked up in a mental hospital.
So in Michigan, the law says that if a person's found not guilty by reason of insanity, they have to go to the forensic center, where I work.
Okay.
The law says they must be there for a 60-day evaluation period. After the 60 days, the doctors at the hospital will talk to a judge and decide if the person should stay in the hospital longer, should go to a less restrictive hospital, or should go back into the community. Almost always, doctors and judges keep people in the hospital for longer than 60 days. But it's a 60-day minimum, then the maximum is life. It's just whenever doctors and judges think the person is stable enough to leave. Okay? Any questions about that?
No.
Can you tell me what a plea bargain or a plea deal is?
It's when the prosecutor feels maybe the defendant is innocent or they don't have enough evidence and they want to come with a deal, a lesser charge or something. A bargain with the defendant, I guess.
What does the defendant have to do if they want to accept a plea bargain? If they want to accept the lesser charge?
They will have to plead guilty to the crime.
Why would a defendant do that? Why would a defendant give up their right to a trial, say, yeah, I'll say I'm guilty, I'll take a punishment? Why would they do that?
There's a lot of reasons why someone would do that.
Can you give me a few?
They may have been threatened. That's just one. I'll pass.
By who?
Maybe the prosecutor that's trying to give them the deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other reasons a defendant would take a plea bargain?
I'll pass.
You said there were a lot, so you only gave me one.
Yeah, I'll pass though.
What's the reason, you kind of said this, but what would be a reason a prosecuting attorney would offer someone a plea deal? Like if they could get them for 10 years, why would they offer them 2?
Maybe they don't have enough evidence and they don't feel comfortable taking it all the way to trial.
If a defendant decides to take the plea deal, like say for probation, they go into court, they say they're guilty, they get sentenced to probation. And then when they get on probation, they realize that the probation officer is awful and is trying to constantly send them to jail for minor infractions. And they think, I could have beat that case. I could have won at trial. Can they go get their trial?
I'll pass.
What do you mean you'll pass? That's just a legal thing.
I'm not
If
a
it depend-
I'm not
Huh?
I'm not a lawyer.
What do you think? If somebody pleads guilty and then they later change their mind, can they have a trial?
I'm pretty sure they may have a trial if they have the right to have that trial.
So if someone pleads guilty, they're giving up their right to a trial.
Okay.
Okay? So a person should not say guilty in court unless they're really ready to be done with the case, because there's no more options after that. If you had a question about your case, what would you do?
But what if the individual had evidence that they were coerced and threatened?
That might be, see, I'm not a lawyer either. That might be a grounds, I think, maybe to reverse.
Yes, ma'am.
However, it would be very rare.
Sure, I'm sure it is rare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you had a question about your case, what would you do?
I speak to my attorney,
Who is your attorney?
Miss Longstreet.
How many times have you met with Miss Longstreet or talked to her?
I spoke to her over a dozen times.
How does it go when you talk with her or meet with her?
It goes fine.
What do you think of her as an attorney?
She's a good attorney
What makes you say that?
because I've witnessed this for myself.
Like she's done some things that look like good lawyering?
I mean, when some things are counterintuitive, then, and she speaks up on it, and another attorney would have never spoke up on that, So I see these things. I know that she's a good attorney.
So there's certain things you think other attorneys would have missed that she caught?
Correct.
Okay. Do you have any concerns or any problems moving forward with Miss Longstreet as your attorney?
No.
How can you help her in your case?
I mean, I have a lot of evidence to prove my innocence.
Okay. Have you given it to her?
Yes.
Okay. Does she seem receptive to it or not so much?
Yes.
Okay. What would happen if you went to court, someone got on the witness stand, and they started telling lies, and you were the only person in the courtroom who was aware they were lying? How would you handle that?
I have a document where that has already occurred with the alleged victim. So, yes.
What's your document?
Pardon me?
What's the document?
A transcript from court.
So the alleged victim was like speaking in court and you have the transcript of it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What did he say that was inaccurate or a lie?
I'll pass.
You can't tell me?
No, ma'am.
Why?
It's just attorney-client privilege.
Okay. I mean, I could read the transcript if I wanted to, right?
I'm sure you could,
But I wouldn't know he was lying?
Oh, yeah, you would know he's lying.
Oh, I'd be able to pick it out?
Clearly.
Oh, all right.
Yes. Line 4, page 7. Yeah.
Were you in court the day that happened?
Yes.
And what did you do?
I told the judge. I protested against that. I told the judge it was a lie.
And then what happened?
It was proven to be a lie.
There are some judges that are not real happy when a defendant speaks up for themselves in court. How did it go?
It went well. It went well. I didn't speak out of line or anything.
Oh. I mean, some judges would say anytime a defendant's speaking up in court, they're out of line.
Not if I raised my hand right then and there and told the judge that it's a lie.
And then what happened next, right after that?
It was proven to be a lie. It took a couple hours, but it was proven to be a lie.
Wow. A couple hours of what? Cross-examination or what?
I'll pass. It's in the transcript.
Well, why don't you just tell me? I don't want to read a 3-hour transcript. All right, so you raised your hand and said that's a lie, and the judge was not upset by you doing that.
No, she wanted the other party to bring their evidence. She wanted them to show the proof.
Okay.
You can't just come to court and say things. You know, you have to prove these things. You have to have something to back that up.
Okay. Was Miss Longstreet okay with you raising your hand and saying that's a lie?
She wasn't my attorney at the time.
Oh, who was that?
I'll pass.
I can look it up.
I know.
Can you tell me? Was that on this case or that was a different case?